Romulus, the DEA has seized all of this. We're talking all of this fentanyl and all of this cash.
These drugs are poisoning our population. They're killing our people.
We'll tell you how they got it coming up.
Serious beef went down right here. Over 90 shots fired outside of a motorcycle club in Detroit. I'm Scott Walchek. What are neighbors saying, and what are the cops saying about this one?
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 5 starts now.
Take a look at this. It's a massive drug bust right here in Metro Detroit. The DEA says federal agents seized enough fentanyl to kill 7 million people. Good evening, everybody. I'm Roop Raj.
And I'm Taryn Asher. Some of the raids took place in Detroit, Redford, and at an area near the Detroit River. Now, 4 people are behind bars. Fox News' Camille Amiri working this story for us. She's joining us live with the very latest on this, what is now an ongoing investigation. Camille.
Yeah, it really is. And let me tell you, seeing all of these drugs and all of this cash in person, literally inches away from us, was absolutely mind-blowing. I want you to take a look at the video. I know you showed some at the top of the show, but these silver bricks, all of them believed to be fentanyl, approximately 26 pounds. 26 pounds. Imagine that. Now, the DEA says, as you said, says it's enough to kill 7 million people, 7 million deadly doses. All of it seized from the same location. A single location. The cash, about $200,000, all seen here on the table, also seized from a different location. Altogether, investigators executed 8 search warrants today in the greater Detroit area. While they aren't disclosing the specific locations, Fox 2 did obtain videos and still photos of agents at a home in the University District of Detroit. The DEA confirms this location was part of the operation. Take a listen.
Our neighborhoods. There's no other way to say that. These are our communities. This is our neighborhoods, and that's where we're executing. That's where we're seizing these drugs from. Before this would go out on the street to the resale to the user on the street, it would be diluted, and across the United States, it's being diluted with all kinds of different things. These drugs are poisoning our population. They're killing our people. It's plain. It's hard language, but it's a hard fact.
Back live here, we want to make clear that we do not know the location of where all the drugs were seized, nor do we know the specific location of where the cash was seized. We just know that this location that I showed you in the story is one of the places. It's where we are right now in a very nice neighborhood in Detroit. Kids riding their bikes. So this is here, like you said it, like he said, something you wouldn't necessarily imagine in a nice neighborhood, but we are seeing drugs everywhere. Meanwhile, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, the interesting fact about what led up to today's big raid. We'll have that coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live in Detroit, Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, I'm sure neighborhood was part of the cover. Camille, though, with these drugs, the sheer amount and the people that could have been killed by this, do we know if it was supposed to be sold in this particular area, or was it still expected to be maybe sent out to different parts of our country?
Well, we know that, according to the DEA, this actually came from the southwest border, from the Mexico area. Whether or not it's actually from Mexico or actually crossing over the border through Mexico from South America, they're not sure. They're trying to figure that out. But yeah, it can be mixed with all kinds of different drugs and then sold to all different places. So this could be a wholesale market right here and then distributed to lower level drug dealers. And that could be all over the United States. So it's just, there's so many tentacles to this. And the fact that they got so much off the street, definitely they are crediting their agents with saving lives tonight.
So many lives, and such a good point. Looking for the silver lining in this one. Thanks, Camille.
A crime scene covered with more than 90 evidence markers after a shooting outside a Detroit motorcycle club.
We're told a security guard was wounded in the drive-by. Fox News' Scott Walchek joining us live with the very latest from police tonight. And Scott, what do they say?
Yeah, hey, Taryn, you know what? This is definitely a case that caused a huge ruckus here on this street. So this is Ewald Circle right by Livernois. And, you know, this big purple building right here, this is a motorcycle club, right? So 5 a.m. shots. over 90 shell casings were found. Right. So this was a pretty big beef that happened here. Basically, security guard was on this corner for the club, and police say 1 to 2 people basically showed up in cars, started just firing. The guy tries to run across the street. He ended up getting hit in the leg and in the back. He was able to make it back to the club. Police not sure if there was return fire from the club or not. They did say that they've never had any issues like this before, and we have learned from the club that this guy is recovering. He's out of the hospital now. Take a listen to what neighbors have to say.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that is a motorcycle club, and, you know, those guys are consorted. They keep to themselves, and whatever they got going on is amongst them, you know. So I'm just grateful nobody else got hurt, you know.
What are your thoughts on, 90 shots? That's a lot, man.
Well, somebody tried to prove a point.
Well, the security guard got shot.
Hope you,
it sounds like he's out of the hospital.
Hey, I just hope you get better, brother. Keep yourself aware, stay focused, and get better. That's all I can say.
Conflict resolution is my message. The chief has made it very clear that we need to put the guns down. We need to make sure that we respect each other, respect life.
Now, police did say that they have not had issues like this before, right? And that was even backed up by neighbors who live nearby who talked to me, who had said, yeah, you know what? Maybe they might come out to party a little bit, but we've never had anything like that happen here. So the questions left to be answered. Police still searching for that 1 or 2 suspects involved. If you've got any information, please give them a call. This is the 10th precinct of Detroit Police. For now, reporting live on Detroit's West Side, Scott Walczak, Fox 2 News.
All right, we'll keep following this one, Scott, and hopefully we'll get more information about who these guys are. If anyone has information, they should call police. Thanks for that live report.
A public hearing getting underway in Belleville as locals weigh in on controversial plans for Wayne disposal. Protesters also there outside Wayne County Community College, where the meeting just started. The landfill's operators want to expand and collect more than hazardous waste, but the plan has drawn backlash from some residents who live near the site.
We feel it's a bad place to put hazardous waste, surrounded by over 360,000 residents around our waterways that leads into the Great Lakes, potentially poisoning our fresh water.
Earlier this week, Fox 2 got an exclusive tour of the landfill, which already has a license to receive and safely dispose of hazardous and non-hazardous waste. We're told they do not accept nuclear or low-level radioactive waste. You can visit fox2detroit.com to see how they operate up close. Now, tonight's public hearing is expected to last until 9, but residents are welcome to share their comments with Eagle through the end of the month before it makes a final decision.
Well, the Trump administration turning to the Supreme Court for help as it looks to unseat Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. This comes after an appeals court rejected the president's attempt to fire her. Cook was accused of mortgage fraud because she appeared to claim 2 properties as primary residences back in 2021 before she joined the board. Cook was denied any wrongdoing and has not been charged with a crime.
The cost of borrowing money is going down slightly.
The Federal Reserve announcing a rate cut for the first time this year. What does this mean for people who want to buy a home? Fox 2's Brandon Hudson joins us live with the story. And Brandon, when you say the cost to borrow is less, people are going, wait, what?
Yeah, how much? Let me make this work.
Yeah, right. Look, we've been talking about this for about 9 months. We've been waiting for this news for that long. It's about as long as it takes to deliver a baby for some people, right? Yeah, so look, it is safe to say the question that most people want answered is, how will this impact how I spend my money? Will this provide peace of mind in terms of making those big purchases like a house or a car? Well, the answer is proceed with caution, because this cut isn't as significant as you think. Let's jump right into what matters most for you and your family. With the Fed interest rate cut to 4.1%, an economics expert says the most notable changes will be with credit card bills and car loans. Michael Greiner, associate professor of management at Oakland University, says the auto industry needs it because sales continue to struggle because of tariffs. For other tariff-struck companies, this Fed rate cut may be a lifeline.
Really, the biggest beneficiary of this that they're focusing on right now is they're trying to basically make it easier for businesses to borrow money.
As far as home buying goes, does this have a big impact, if any?
It does. It has a huge impact on home buyers particularly, because right now with where inventory is at, there's actually more levels now than essentially this whole year.
Metro Detroit realtor Matt Thibault says the rate cut has already re-energized the search for a dream home because of affordability. Since this news came out, have you had people reaching out to you? And if so, how many?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I've had several buyers throughout the year who were on the fence. And then just recently, I've had probably 2 buyers particularly that said, hey, this now allows us to get what we want.
The Federal Reserve will meet again in October with news of another possible cut happening. But it could be a gamble as the Fed tries to balance the economy with more inflation looming.
On the one hand, the Fed is concerned with some of the unemployment figures that have been coming out. But on the other hand, they are still looking at inflation and seeing that, if anything, not only is it not conquered, but actually it started increasing a little bit over the past couple months.
And Professor Greiner says that here's the thing. The Trump administration continues to push for a cut to balance out these tariffs. The Federal Reserve, they don't want to cut too much because this could hurt the economy. So there's a delicate balance. The professor compares the Fed to a person holding the string on a kite. The economy is the kite, and they're the person that's holding that string. So it gives you a great illustration of how it looks.
But it's good for the housing market, though, because things will now, people may be more willing to buy. There were a lot of people so happy with the interest rate that they had, and then, of course, sell as well. So hopefully we'll see more inventory, too.
Yeah, people are probably going to hop, skip, and jump to try to buy a house before it gets pretty out of hand. I did talk to one realtor months ago when we talked about the housing market. He talked about the Fed cut. He said, look, if the rate cut goes down a little lower, you could see it more like a Black Friday for people who are just trying to buy homes.
Well, let's see what happens in October. If the Fed decides to even lower it even more, it'll be a more appetizing market out there. Interesting stuff.
Yep.
Thanks so much, Brandon.
Well, dozens of Detroiters becoming, Rich, sorry. Oh, goodness. We don't want to forget your beautiful weather.
This guy.
I mean,
when the weather's this nice, how can you forget the weather guy? I mean, it is primo out there. Numbers for a lot of us in the middle 80s. However, some cooler air is just up to our north with a weak cold front. I want to show you what's on Sky Tracker radar. A couple of spotty showers very close to Metro Airport, and then a few heavier thunder showers right now north of Interstate 69 up in St. Clair County. So these spotty showers will stick around for the evening hours. It does stay very mild. And then the next couple days, not as warm, but still very nice for Friday and Saturday. A better chance for rain Sunday night into Monday. We're going to check that 7-day for you coming up after the break.
All right. Thanks, Rich. We wanted to hear that. And also, as we were saying, dozens of Detroiters becoming homeowners again after a foreclosure through a program aimed at giving them a second chance. We'll tell you how it works and how it's changing people's lives. Roop.
And Taryn, free screenings, critical checkups, and a chance to take control of your health. The Men's Health event is back at Ford Field this weekend. It saved lives before, and it can save your life, too. We'll tell you how you can get involved next.
Dozens of Detroiters are getting the keys back to their homes. The city's land bank allowing 88 people to reclaim them, and this is through the buyback program. It opens the door for people to regain their homes previously lost to tax foreclosure or deed fraud. In order to qualify, homeowners had to pay their taxes in full, complete financial literacy counseling, and attend ownership workshops.
I was nervous, afraid, but from the very start, the buyback team stood by me. Every step of the way, they guided me with patience, knowledge, and encouragement.
We now have, instead of potentially 88 vacant holes in neighborhood, we have 88 homeowners with clear title, and I just wanted to be here today to say congratulations.
Since its inception, the buyback program has helped nearly 1,400 people get their homes back.
Very warm out there with a lot of us in the middle 80s right now. Plenty of sunshine. There is, however, a weak cold front dropping down from the north. Notice clusters of showers and storms close to Traverse City and especially in and around Midland and Bay City. So there is a chance for a few stray showers even as far south as Detroit. You can see close to Metro Airport, a couple of showers popping up. Also there north of Interstate 69 near Yale and Brockway in St. Clair County. But that heavier cluster of storms as well north of Flint. How about some live pictures right along the Detroit River? And you can see a bit of virga, you know, some of the rain that's falling from the clouds. It's evaporating before it reaches the surface, but still a pretty beautiful shot. It is warm, 86 degrees. Metro Airport right now with a light breeze from the southwest at 5. A lot of us are in the mid-range of the 80s. Now, where there are some showers, it's a bit cooler north of Port Huron, especially right now. Not much of a breeze out there. Take a look at some more numbers across the lower part of the state. 70 in Traverse City, noticeably cooler there. 68 Mackinac Island. We're at 86. Look at Toledo, 87 degrees right now. Later tonight, that cold front will be through the area, and that is why Friday and Saturday won't be as warm. And you'll see it in the numbers reflected in the 7-day. Now, this low pressure area comes our way for late Sunday evening into Monday. So that's when we have our best chance for some much needed rainfall. Stray shower chance this evening. It does stay mild down to 62. Tomorrow is not a bad day at all. Sun and clouds, just not as warm with a high of 77. And there it is again on Saturday, 77 degrees. It is a bit warmer on Sunday. And then we officially welcome fall on Monday with the showers in the forecast group. How about a full check coming up in 20?
All right, Rich, good stuff. Thank you. What if we told you a trip to Ford Field could save your life? You may laugh at that, but it happens all the time. A big event happening at Ford Field and has nothing to do with football. The focus is men's health. Dr. Michael Lutz is here now with more on all the free screenings you can get this Saturday. And if I talk about saving your life and doing it for free, how can you not pay attention, right, Dr. Lutz? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. And, you know, we're really excited. This is our 15th year. Yeah. And every year we screen over 1,000 men in one day. And we just make it a great environment for guys. We tell them, kind of get off the sideline, get in the game. This is your chance to get healthy. We want guys to take advantage of these free screenings. You know, we've really brought in over 100 sponsors and partners to make this event a complete event for the community. And you can literally get all of your health exams that you could ever imagine in one setting in a couple hours.
I think it's kind of cool that we have a live picture of Ford Field behind you as we talk right now, by the way. That's going to be the site of all this. But, you know, I'll never forget it. I was sitting on the weekend morning desk 15 years ago, and Dina was out live at the men's health event for one of the first ones. And I remember her saying that someone came in to get a test and right away was turned around and said, go to the ER because the man was about to have a heart attack. That man's life was saved. This has happened time and time again, hasn't it?
Year after year, I have men tell me their stories about how we diagnose their prostate cancer, we diagnose their thyroid cancer. We've had men who've actually had incipient heart attacks happen at the event. We have cardiologists standing by at this event. So we have services all day long just to save lives. One of my favorite stories is a mental health story where a man said, what can I get at this event? And we said, well, we offer some mental health screenings. It turned out he was suicidal that day, and we saved his life that day. So this is really the way to go.
So, you know, we know that men don't like to go to the doctor as much as they should, and it's, you know, I've been guilty of it too, so I'm not going to pretend like holier than thou. I mean, you kind of go, oh, I'll take care of that later, that screening later. This is one-stop shop, and that's what's really important for people to keep in mind.
And it's really easy. You just have to show up and we take care of you. You don't need to bring any insurance cards or anything. Everything is free at this event, and that's our goal. We raise money all year to put this event on for our greater Detroit community.
I know, Julie, my wife and I have spoken to this event before for the mental health piece. There's so many other pieces and parts to it. What should people know in order to get out there this weekend?
Well, parking is going to be at $4, and we're going to have that parking right at the gate G. They can come right on in. We'll take care of them. We'll get them registered, and we'll let them walk through the event at their own pace. They can pick and choose what they want to do for their own screenings. We have free food at the event for our attendees. We have haircuts for our attendees. Literally everything. And if you want, get your flu vaccine thanks to Kroger's.
This is really cool. So you get everything. You get your vaccines, you get your blood tests, you get your blood drawn. Speaking of blood work, there's actually another blood test that was added to the list. What's that all about?
We've actually added 2 amazing blood tests. One is a liquid biopsy test for prostate cancer screening with wraparound care if we find a positive test, and a lipoprotein A test, which is a very special once-in-a-lifetime blood test. You get this drawn, there's a 20% chance it'll be positive. If it is, you need to get some extra cardiac screening.
Despite many of my family members wanting me to become a doctor, I'm not, and so I have the question, does the testing, which ones are immediate, which ones take time?
So all of our blood tests will take about 48 hours, and what's really great this year is we have an arrangement with Biotech Labs, so they're going to run the lab work, and they'll have a portal available, and in 48 hours you can go right to your portal and get your lab results.
Dr. Michael Lutz, you retired, but you still robustly continue the cause and carry the torch, and we thank you for doing that, helping all guys.
And thank you.
Dads, brothers, sons, everybody out there. It's good work you're doing.
And thank you.
Thanks for your time. The Men's Health event this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Ford Field. You can register online with the Men's Health Foundation. Taryn.
The Supreme Court sets a date to hear challenges to the president's trade agenda, and a new bill could help struggling small business owners. We'll take a look at the latest with the tariffs. That's next. And looking.
When you're